What's up, Conquer fam? Coach Chris here, and I'm going to run through a quick technique tip for this Tuesday. Today's going to be talking about our kipping handstand push-up. So I'm going to show you a video of Conquer athlete Emma Ferreira. She's going to go through a few that we probably both would consider aren't the best, and then she's going to go through a few that are considered pretty good. So before we get to it, the few things I'm going to talk about first is going to be something called the tripod position, and that's going to be the base. That's going to be how we set up and what we drop into between each subsequent kipping handstand push-up. So with it, and in a moment you'll see it, you're going to start with your hands on the ground, and ideally you're going to have your elbows over your wrists, but more importantly, your head's going to be out in front of the hands, closer to the wall. If you want to think of it, your hands are going to be the base of a triangle and your head's going to make the point up top. This is super important if we want to be efficient and if we want to have a nice solid base as we press into each rep of our kipping handstand push-up. That's going to be the first thing. The second thing is we want to see a nice tight midline, of course. We don't want to see any rounding in her back, especially as she drops down and loads into her next kip. What you'll see traditionally, if we're moving slow and we're really trying to work on the skill with the newer athlete, you'll see knees almost drop to elbows as they load up to kip. But the more proficient you get at this and the more power you can generate from the hip, those knees might stay a little higher, which is going to enable the athlete to move a little bit faster from rep to rep. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is that finished position. Ideally, we want to see feet together, everything in a nice stacked straight line, and we want to see that head shoot through at the top to really show us that you have fully extended and you are locked out at the top of your handstand push-up. So those are the things that we're going to talk about, or that we're going to see. I've already talked about it. So let's look at some that maybe aren't the best. So I'm going to hit play, and what we'll see here, see she has a pretty good tripod. Her head doesn't shoot through and her feet are far apart. But she did a good job. She had a nice tight midline. Again, you didn't see her knees drop too far low because she can generate a lot of power and she can move fast through her kipping handstand push-ups. Now let's look at some that are pretty good. Feet are still a little wider, but she does a great job to lock out at the top. You see that head shoot through. Everything stayed in a nice straight line from her hip all the way to her shoulder. So this is back to some that aren't so good. And then we'll let it play out and we'll see some that are good. Again, flat back, head shoots through. She had that tripod position at the bottom. So that's it, guys. Those are just a few things I want you guys to think about. Tripod position, nice solid midline, flat back, making sure that we are finishing through at the top and that we can keep everything in a nice straight line. So if you have any questions, reach out. Otherwise, guys, good luck, happy lifting, and we'll talk soon.